All right, here we are, taking our kick drum to the workbench. We're gonna disassemble it now for shipping. So I'm gonna retract the spurs and loosen those so you don't poke anything or anyone or that sort of matter. Now we're gonna grab our drill and our drum key drill bit. And we're gonna take all of these off. Alright, those are off. We're gonna put our hoop in there like that. We're gonna put our head on top like that. We're gonna flip it over like this. We're gonna do the same thing. Alright, now that we got both lids loose, take those off. Again, put the hoop on there. Leave that head off. Let's see what we got going on here. We're gonna need a Phillips to take everything apart. So we're gonna take this off, grab our Phillips bit, and make ends. So I'm gonna find my spurs, you know, get in here, taking the spurs off. Very easy. Now there's a right spur and a left spur. You'll know when it's facing, you want this point to be facing down towards the ground. So this is the top of our drum because our kick drum tom-tom bracket. So when you put the spurs back on, you're gonna look for this point. Think of it pointing down. You want the spurs pointing down. Go to our other spur. Rinse and repeat. These back. Now we're gonna go to our tom-tom bracket. I'm gonna spin it around so you can see what I'm doing. And it's loose. Just gonna put it back together for you. We got all of our screws tight, ready for shipping. Now that our kick drum's apart, we're good to go. I'm gonna bubble wrap it. Alright, there's our kick drum. Now we're gonna go for the floor tom. Take our legs off. We're going to take our head off. Alright, we'll leave the head on, take the hoop off, flip her over. Do it again. All your tension rods get bundled in a little bundle here. Boom. We're gonna put our hoops, like on our kick drum, in there. So like that. Now your floor tom's ready for now. Go to our rack toms. Take our tom arm out. Just doing the same. We're repeating the process. Grab that tom-tom bracket. Right in here. plate will be on the inside, and it'll just sit flush on the tom-tom. That'll go with all the hardware on this drum kit. And then in our pile, we're gonna leave this doggy sit for a second. And we're gonna repeat everything we just did. Tom-tom bracket again. And we'll go back to here. I'm gonna take these out. Those are your floor tom bracket thumb screws for the legs. Go in there. Now we're gonna play a little game. What can we fit in the floor tom? Can we fit the 13? Yes, we can. So we're gonna take our 13. I'm gonna bubble wrap the 13. Alright. We'll sink these doggies inside. Look at that. Kick drum coming in hot. Alright. Alright. Snare disassembly. Get your Phillips out, and to loosen the snare tie, you loosen these screws and they'll pull right out. You put them back, you keep that loose, and you feed them through that hole. Into that hole. And then you put the other one in the hole. Like so. Alright, so we're in the hole. You've laced them through the throw off butt plate. These are loose. This is loose. You're gonna hold down here. You're gonna grab them with one here, like that. Then you're going to, how am I doing this? Okay, we're gonna tie it. First, we're gonna tie it. Tie it a little loose. You want a little room to play with. This can be moderately tight, loose. So this is totally loose. I've loosened this knob totally loose. Everything's loose, no tension whatsoever. So now we're gonna hold these down. We're gonna hold this, hold your strings here. And then we're going to tighten this again. that. All right. I've got a little tension. Now we're gonna tighten these down. Now that you have tension, these are tight. I'm gonna tighten this one. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So now it's totally tight. You have full play. It's kind of an odd example without the tension rods and the snare, but we're already in the middle, baby. That's how your throw off works. Now if you want more snare tension, you're gonna loosen this and you're gonna tighten this. On these particular throw offs, you're gonna pull up on the knob and you're gonna do that. That's how those work. So now we'll do a double rewind. We'll loosen it again. Taking these off, pulling them through. We're gonna travel around to the butt plate. This one's super easy. I'm just gonna loosen these. And there are your snare wires. Now on your snare wire, there is an upside and a downside. You want this soldered piece, the snare piece to the piece here. You want that to be facing down on the drum head. So there we go. There we go. And we're off. I'm gonna see if this doggy fits. That out. I think I'm gonna need to take apart that 12. We're back here at your drum kit. So we found out we're gonna disassemble this 12-inch. So all the lugs are gonna come off with your Phillips bit or screwdriver. You're gonna take out all these lugs. Here's the inside of your lug. There's a spring and a tension rod thread sleeve. You want to make sure your lug is upright. You want that thread sleeve facing up towards the bearing edge of the drum. That's how you know your lug is on the right way. So I'm going to get a pile of lugs going. Get all these off. Alright, so we've gotten all the lugs off. Going to bundle up the lugs. And a lug. Bundled up all your screws. Screw bundle. So now we got this. Here. So that's how we're gonna fashion it. A little bubble wrap. Alright, back it in the hole. Something like that. Nice and snug. Every kit's a little different. Little Tetris. Alright, we got those. Gonna loosen this wing nut. That. Set that there. I'm going to collapse the whole stand. So it'll be like that. Tighten, loosen. the whole stand is now ready for transport. I'm gonna do that same thing with the other stands. Here's your snare stand. Loosen that, push in, loosen this. I'm gonna angle this down, loosen that. These can go up like that. There we go. So you'll just loosen this one, like so, and tilt there. But for transport, we're gonna bundle it like that. That's your snare stand bundle. All right, now we're gonna grab the pedal. And not much, but we're just gonna take this beater out. So this is where your beater attaches with this drum key. You'll need your drum key, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Beater's loose like that. That'll be good. Pedal can just hang out right there. One more. Drum key. Your clutch, gonna loosen the clutch here. Taking these off. Gonna collapse these legs. And then with this piece, you're gonna pinch these and the pedal will come apart from the base. So to attach that, you flex in, pinch them in, squeeze. You find these holes and you place the teeth in the hole. That's how that happens. So we're gonna tighten that. We're gonna turn this to the left. I'll take this out so you see what's happening. Okay, so your hi-hat rod has now come off. You'll just attach it in there. Find the rod. So you'll just attach this piece to the rod that's inside there. Here's your hi-hat plate. This is plastic, so it's fragile. This metal washer is going to sit on top there. Then you're gonna place the felt on top of that. So that's how your hi-hat top sets up. And here's that tilter piece we were talking about. See how the screw is now raising that metal washer? That's gonna angle your bottom hi-hat for the slosh and the wash. So boom, here's all your stands. One last piece, I'm gonna take this, unscrew it under the clutch. You can just sandwich it like that. Tighten this. So that's your basic disassembly of a beginner drum kit. Nice. All right, hey there. Today, we're gonna take apart this Black Hawk made by Gretsch. I'm gonna show you everything you need to do on how to set up and tear down your drum kit for transport or storage, all of the above. So, with further ado, here we go. We're gonna start here with your tom arm. You see it's connected to the tom arm bracket on your rack tom. You're going to grab your drum key. Everything on this drum kit will be tightened to the right and loosened to the left. So I'm gonna loosen these two and it's gonna slide out. I'm gonna set that down for now. And while we're at it, I'm just gonna jump down here to the other one. It's upside down, so I'm gonna turn it counterclockwise. And we're gonna pull out on the arm from the tom arm bracket. So now we got two arms ready to go. All right, just gonna take my rack toms stacked together. There's a smaller one and a bigger one. 12 inches on top, 13 on bottom. Set those down. We got our snare drum stacked in the floor tom. Set that there. I'm gonna flip the floor tom upside down. There we go, so it's upright. All right. And with the kick drum, Just gonna flip it up. The spurs sink into themselves, so when you want them out, you turn this to the left, and it should sink in to a spot in the grooves, and turn it to the right to tighten it. That's on both sides. Again, it's gonna fall right into place. You'll feel it click in like a key lock. All right. You know this is the front of your kick drum because there's a hole in the front. And you read the badge as you're sitting behind it. So you wouldn't sit behind and upside down. That's how you know your kick drum is facing the right way. All right, so we got our kick drum settled down. We're gonna grab our rack toms again, tom arms. And you see how the thumb screws are on the outside here? Outside, there we go. Okay. Tighten these down for your height. Some height adjustment. Here we go. So now you got your tom arms in the kick drum bracket. Now we're gonna go over to our rack back. We're gonna grab our 12-inch. Make sure this is loose so it has room to get on here. Should slide right in. We'll tighten these back to the right. And you should be good for now. We're gonna grab our 13. Loose, all right, tighten it. So now you have your rack toms on the arm. So now we're gonna travel to our floor tom. All right. Hey. Want your floor tom facing out, badge out. Here's your floor tom leg adjustments. Again, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Just want to drag, I'm gonna drop it down maybe. Show how low it can go. There we go. So there's your floor tom. Now for our snare drum and a snare drum stand. And to get the legs out, you loosen this thumb screw to the left and you pull out the legs. And then to use the height adjustment, you loosen this one and it'll raise or lower the snare drum stand. This is the snare drum stand basket. So imagine your snare drum surrounded by a basket. You don't want to impale your bottom snare head with one of these. Be very careful. And you use this to see the triangle here. Stick your throw off right in the middle of that triangle. And you'll be able to adjust it with your right or left hand. Now, if you get lower here, you have an angle. We're gonna flatten the angle with this one. Turn it to the left, and it'll be flat. Just for showcase purposes. So now we're gonna slide this over here. We're gonna use our height adjustment to match our floor tom height so you don't biff it. All right, so here's your drum kit view from behind. Now, we're gonna move to the stands. This is your cymbal stand. Again, lefty loosey for the legs. Push up and in to collapse them and pull out and down to retract them. And you have 2 tiers of height. So with your bottom tier, you can loosen here, raise up and down as much as you need. And then you can go 1 step higher, use your cymbal. All right, now we have the cymbal washer, 2 felts, and there's a plastic sleeve and the wing nut. That's the combo you want to keep intact. So we're going to loosen this wing nut, lefty-loosey. Going to take one felt off. We're going to grab our Klash here. We got a 16-inch camber made in Germany. We're going to put that on top of this felt so that it rests against the plastic sleeve. And that'll protect your cymbal from what is known as keyholing. And we're going to put the felt on top like a felt sandwich. We're going to tighten this wing nut to the right.
Same here.
And then you got your Klash.
Yeah.
And then you can make your fine adjustments when you scoot it to your kit. Maybe lower here, maybe here's the angle adjustment. So you loosen this one, you can get more angle here, tilty. We'll give it a little tilt for the swing. That's your crash stand. And now we'll move on to the hi-hat stand. You have your hi-hat stand clutch. That is made up of this thumb screw, you loosen to the left, 2 felts, and a thumb screw on the top. So you're gonna remove the bottom and the bottom felt, and you're gonna grab your bottom hi-hat cymbal, and you're gonna place the bottom one actually upside down on the hi-hat stand. Just like that. So the bottom one is flipped upside down and placed on the hi-hat stand. And now we're gonna grab our top hat, again made by Camber. We're gonna place the hi-hat clutch on top like that. We're gonna hold here and flip it upside down, put the felt on, and tighten the thumb screw. And that's the hi-hat clutch sandwich, if you see it in there. All right, now we're going to place this hi-hat stand rod in this hi-hat clutch hole. You may need to go at a bird's eye angle to line it up right. Success. Houston, we've landed. All right, and now to get the gap in between the hi-hats, so you get the chick. You're gonna have your hi-hat stand thumb screw loose. So make sure it's loose, it's pretty loose. Double check and it's tight. All right, I'm loosening it. Now I'm gonna go down to the hi-hat stand pedal. And with my foot, I'm gonna push down with a little bit of pressure. Then I'm going to tighten the hi-hat clutch thumb screw. And that will give you the gap so you can play the hi-hat time. And then you have all of your adjustments as well. Height adjustment here. We'll spin it around and I'll show you the hi-hat bottom tilter. So if you turn this to the right, it'll tilt your hi-hat for more slosh and more wash. So I'm just gonna loosen it back here again. So now it's flat. And then if you want that angle, tighten it again. You got your height adjustment here. You can loosen it. Going down, going up, going down, going up. All right, tighten that to the right. Here's your leg adjustment. Loosen that one. Push it in. These will come up like that. And then we're flush again. Tighten. Boom. All right. And now we have one piece left. It's our kick drum pedal. The kick drum pedal, this one, you will place this piece in that hole. So you're going to hold this up, place it in there. Now it's locked in there a little bit. Hold all that tight. And with this thumb screw, we're gonna place our bass drum bottom hoop there in between in there. So we'll get down. All right. So we're gonna keep all that together. We're gonna slide it in. We're gonna pull up so we have a little bit of room. Place that in there like that. Boom. Nestle in. Then we're gonna tighten it right here to the right. And you got yourself successful. So that's how you set up your basic drum kit. Nice.